Hey guys, Dr. J here. Today I would like to show you how to defeat the Armored Spider Demon. This is not going to be a particularly long video, since the boss is fairly simple. There are, however, a few things you need to know that will make this fight a fair bit easier. I'll first show you how to kill him with a melee weapon. This boss's physical defense is quite high, especially if you're fighting him early on in the game, and you probably will. Which is why, if you don't have a magic weapon, you really should bring something that can enchant it, so you'll be able to deal magic damage. In this case, I'll be using the white sticky stuff we can find at the beginning of 2-1. It will also help if you have the Ring of Flame resistance, since the boss has quite powerful fire attacks, as well as a shield with 100% physical defense, like the steel shield we can find in 2-1. Okay, that's about it as far as preparations for the fight are concerned. For the weapon, I've chosen the scimitar, but you can use whichever weapon you're usually wielding. Unless you have a magic weapon, of course, in which case you should be using that one. At the start of the fight, we should immediately start running towards the Armored Spider and get ready to dodge his first ranged attack. That can be either the barrage of fireballs we just experienced, or he could shoot his web at us. For some reason I'm really bad at dodging the web. Anyways, once we get in melee range, he really only has one attack that he could be using. I'm not sure how to describe it, but he'll push with his two legs towards us. We could dodge it, but it's far easier to just block it with our shield. It's fairly obvious when he starts doing it, so it's really easy to block the damage. After we block it, we just need to continue attacking him. At some point, he'll start gathering fire in his mouth. That's when we'll need to run away towards the entrance of the tunnel. The fire he spews will start to slowly fill the tunnel. I think it doesn't reach all the way to the fog gate, but it's probably best if you stand about halfway inside the tunnel and just block with your shield. That way, it will be easier to get back in melee range. In this case, I lowered my shield earlier than I should have, so I took a bit of damage. But that's not really a problem if we have the Ring of Flame resistance. And now, you're seeing the damage we're dealing with our weapon when the effect of the sticky white stuff has expired. Obviously, it would still be possible to defeat the boss, but it would be a huge pain. But with the proper preparations, you can easily defeat him even when using a melee weapon. Next, I will show you the much easier methods of dealing with him. I'll be using footage from my walkthrough again. You already saw how effective magic damage is against the boss, so obviously a magic user will have a huge advantage against him. Not only that, but there's also a spot in the tunnel where we'll be safe from all of the boss's ranged attacks, so we can just stay here and keep using our soul arrow or any other kind of ranged spell. Except for fire spells, of course. I didn't mention it, but it should be fairly obvious that this boss, as well as all the other bosses in World 2, is highly resistant to fire damage. The only thing we should be concerned about is the timing of casting our soul arrows, since when the boss uses his web attack, we'll most likely miss him. And we should also occasionally have to go back to the safe spot, since every time we use a spell, we move a bit. Other than that, we should also have prepared either the Fragrant Ring or at least one unit of spice, since it's unlikely our mana will last us until we kill him. And that's pretty much it for the magic strat. If you'd rather use a bow, you can also utilize this safe spot, but the issue with the bow is that there's no way to enchant it, so you'll need a lot of arrows to kill him. Unless you have some holy arrows, of course, in which case you'll be able to kill him fairly quickly. So yeah, I think we've covered all of the ways to kill this boss. Tomorrow we'll be tackling the Flame Lurker Demon. I hope the video was useful to you, and if it was, I would appreciate it if you pressed the like button, or leave a comment, or both. In any case, goodbye and see you next time.